Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Thursday, August 31st, for our first workshop of the semester, Navigating Online Courses. We specifically tailored this workshop to cater to you if you're an online student, or even if you're in person, you might have registered for some online classes. This specific workshop is part of a series of workshops that we will touch on later on in this presentation. But my name is Tano Trevino. I am the program manager for the TAMIU's Advancing Research and Curriculum grant, which is specifically for graduate students. And I'm joined by my colleague here, Franco Zamora. If you don't mind giving an introduction, Franco.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Franco Zamora. I'm the writing consultant for the ARC program. Nice to be here. Uh,
Great, thank you, Franco. It looks like we're also having some people joining us, so let's go ahead and get started as people join this session here. Okay, so what is TAMIU ARC? So we are a Title V grant here that specifically caters to graduate students for targeted classes. Specifically, this is a area where, graduate students may have been neglected in the past, but we've been operating here for 4 years, catering to these graduate students from all different types of majors, whether it be business, communications, psychology, any of the social sciences, mathematics, and all the graduate programs really in TAMIU. So this is really for you, and we provide students with a variety of things, including supplemental instructors, which are tutors for certain courses that are traditionally difficult, a writing consultant tutoring support, which is led by Franco Zamora, the other presenter for this presentation. Any technology, which can include software needs or any tools that you might use within a classroom, and professional development workshops such as this one. So that's pretty much what we do that encompasses our grant, but it's not just limited to those certain things. It stretches far beyond any support that you might need as a graduate student. Oftentimes, graduate students complete their thesis at the end of their degree, so we also assist with that. And if you're pursuing a PhD program here at TAMU, you can also look for us for support. So please keep us in mind if you're having any troubles with your assignments, your classes, or anything really having to do with your graduate research and your professor might not be readily available. We have a lot of the answers for that.
and to give a little bit more background on my role with that as the writing consultant. Tano covered the thesis and the support and the supplemental instructors, and those are a couple of ways that we support our graduate students here at TAMU in person and online. I also work with the general population of graduate students, again, in person and online, with whatever it is that you might have need for in your writing, whether that's brainstorming, whether that's formatting, whether that's revising and editing. Graduate students end up doing a lot of writing, a lot of research, um, whether they're in online classes or in person classes. I can support you with those. I have flexible hours. I have uh, availability where you can book time with me. I'm very easy to reach via email. My contact information is here on the slide. I'm available via email or phone, and we'll also show you. We'll be navigating a little bit about how the process for booking sessions and time with me and looking at our other writing resources kind of towards the end of this presentation today. So, If you're interested in writing support, I'm the person that's here for you for that.
Thank you, Franco. So I just want to paint a picture for you guys on how exactly the online space has affected TAMIU specifically within the past few years. So as you can see, I have some enrollment numbers for these online classes, so a little bit of statistics that shows an upward trend of popularity of these online classes. So as you can see in 2016, 2015, 2016, we started with about 119 online graduate students, and then it was a steady increase as we started integrating more classes. And then in 2019, we even integrated more subjects, more disciplines, if you will, more different majors into this online environment. And then it skyrocketed in 2020 due to that online COVID integration. However, it has still remained a popular choice for students to, use this online resources now. COVID really was that push that we needed to be able to spread our services, nationwide and really worldwide, considering we're a international university. So we will be continuing providing these online courses and even entire degrees that are set on your specific schedule. So because of this, we decided to host a workshop specifically catered to you for or to accommodate, and so you feel involved with the TAMU environment as if you were here in person. And a big facilitator of that is the Blackboard app, which is how you probably got notified of this workshop to begin with. So if you don't have the app yet, I would say a good thing you should do pretty soon is download the Blackboard app so you can get notifications about your assignments, any course announcements, or any correspondence you might share with your class or your instructors. So for online classes, they can be synchronous, meaning they're happening at the same time as your instructor is giving a lecture, or asynchronous, meaning for it's a pre-recorded lecture for your course. So Blackboard is going to be that main method of communication, whether you are here in person or whether you're online. So it is accessible to anybody that has a TAMU account, and it's convenient to be notified on your mobile apps. Oftentimes, your online professors might even integrate some of the software that's used within Blackboard, such as Top Hat, which will take your participation. You can also participate in discussion forums. You can submit assignments, and you can even get feedback from your other students and talk to other students too. Just because you're in an online environment doesn't mean you should stay isolated from that conversation. Because a big part of graduate school is collaborating with your cohort and other members of your discipline. So reach out to folks that are in your classroom, start a conversation, especially using discussion boards or email services that are available through Blackboard. And we're going to go ahead and move into Blackboard at some point in this presentation to give you more feedback on resources that are readily available to you and how we were able to notify you of workshops like this one and other news that you might need for navigating online courses. I think here I'll turn it to Franco for the student orientation.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tano. I almost said Franco. Um, yes, now we'll be looking at the orientation. All of you should, in theory, have access to the Canvas or the Blackboard orientation here at TAMIU. It's available to all registered graduate students, whether they're online or in person. So if you don't have it available, I would say I would recommend contacting OIT, the Office of Information Technology here at TAMIU, to get access to that. But you most likely already have access. Um, as a student at TAMIU, you have access to Blackboard. This is where all your courses are going to be. That's what Tano was saying. The courses that you have available, as you can see, my courses that I have available, the graduate orientation is this one, graduate student orientation. It's all online. This is where you're going to find resources that are cultivated and curated for you as a graduate student, um, and they remain there throughout the year. So whether you're in your first semester of graduate school or whether you're in your last semester of graduate school, you'll have access to this course shell through the orientation. Um, the landing page for it is just a simple welcome. If you see these items on the left-hand side, this is where your modules and announcements are going to be. We're going to go through most of these modules today, just to get you an idea of what you can experience and what resources are available for you just at the click of a button. So the first one is the welcome page. This page shows you some information about uh, what to expect as a graduate student. It is focused on online graduate student um, experiences. Um, this little map shows you the different features and different themes of the modules that are available in the online graduate orientation. There are 7 modules, and they all do different things. And you're gonna have access to them. You can continue to use them, like I said, all the way up until graduation, as you navigate different courses and do different things in your individual course programs. Some course and learning modules. These are specific for the graduate orientation. So it's got some outcomes, some objectives about your learning at TAMIU, as well as how those expectations are laid out for TAMIU coursework for being an online student or for being a graduate student. And there's also some welcome videos that we have recommended or that we've made available so that you can really feel connected with the TAMIU life, the TAMIU experience, since you are a TAMIU student just as much as any other student, undergraduate, graduate, online, or in person. So now let's take a look at the first couple of modules. The first module, after the welcome, gives you this excellent pre-orientation survey. The pre-orientation survey is definitely where I would start. I think that's where everybody should be starting with the online orientation. This gives you a nice overview of, um, it gives you a nice sampling of uh, processes and services and your own experiences before even navigating anything else in the orientation or in the student experience. It's a very quick survey, and it's something that you could fill out in just a minute or less than a minute. From here, you can also note that it says pre-survey. So, of course, at the end, there's a post-survey. Once you've completed all the orientation elements, we do take a look at these surveys so that we can enhance and make the experience of the orientation even better for all of our graduate students. The other things here in the orientation's first module, just a little overview. Again, we see these course or these online objectives that appear throughout the different modules that are meant to show you that we are taking your learning and your education into serious consideration, taking it very seriously. These things tell you about the technical elements or the technical aspects of what you probably need as you're navigating orientation as an online student, such as having available access to computers, to Microsoft environments, to various different online tools that you're going to need in submitting things into your coursework online, most likely for your online courses that you're going to be taking. There's a university calendar here. This is great for keeping up with events and also for start of semester dates, end of semester dates, important dates like that. Those are going to be available here in the calendar, which is always updated. It links straight to the actual university calendar, so you can click that there. That's available to you at all times. Various social media. Various social media, various different social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. These are all different elements, different aspects of TAMIU that can be accessed via social media. There's a link to the university newspaper, which is called The Bridge. They have that available in an online format. You can access that there as well to learn about things that students are doing and news involving TAMIU. There's this module called Take a Selfie, where you can take a selfie and upload it into your Blackboard. This will show you how to navigate that. Many people on Blackboard use a picture or some kind of distinguishing image so that they can keep their profile customized. That's really important if you're going to be working and talking to other students. It helps distinguish you. It helps you stand out from the crowd. There's a little success portfolio where you can navigate and put together some files for your benefit, again, as you're navigating your online classes, the rest of your classwork throughout your journey. And each of these modules includes a knowledge check. So this one happens to be about, it's a little quiz, it's a short little quiz, just to help you to make sure that you are getting all the information from these modules that you can. They're very brief, they take you less than a minute, and I highly recommend doing them at each stage at the end of every module in the orientation. And then a little summary that just says that you're done. So that's all for Module 1. Module 2 is about online expectations. So the first one's about just welcoming you and showing you the basic tips or basic structure of online courses. This is kind of how it gives you an expectation of how you might behave or how you might be expected to engage with coursework in an online academic setting. So again, we've got our learning objectives, then we have some expectations of online learning. There's a short video that you can watch here. It has some frequently asked questions as well as some really good answers. Some questions like, how much time should I expect to spend per week in my online classes? As well as some answers, some insight into some of those things. Of course, these things vary and your expectations are going to be different depending on what kinds of classes you're taking, what programs you're enrolled in, and how many classes you're taking. But there's some great info here. This is about course syllabi in general on online. So it's not about any one particular syllabus, but it's just a little video on what to expect, what to see when looking at course syllabi for the first time, especially in online classes. This is the same sort of thing, but the other one's a video. This one about online course activities just walks you through some of the very common or the most commonly seen types of activities and educational assignments that you might expect to see in online coursework, such as readings, online videos. Discussion boards especially have become very popular in online coursework in the last few years. So this is definitely worth reading up on and checking out. Obviously, assignments, quizzes, exams, and collaboration. You do see a lot of collaboration in graduate online coursework here at TAMIU. I get to work with many groups of students who are collaborating or are assigned to work together on writing and other research projects. So this is definitely worth setting some time aside to read through this. This one is about rubrics, which is about this is how your assignments are graded, usually provided by your instructor when your classes assignments are assigned to you. Um, this isn't about any particular rubric. This is just about rubrics in general. So again, take some time to read through that or watch through that. This one's about netiquette as everything becomes more and more online oriented, as things become more digital. It's important to be courteous and respectful of other people, especially in digital spaces where we may not know them, but we know that um, we are in a public and friendly space that we want to keep friendly. So it's important to understand what netiquette is, as well as how to do best practices to make sure everyone's being respected and that we get along with other people online in our online courses. Similar sort of communication guidelines. This is a nice guide to writing to your professor in online classes, as well as communicating with university staff like Tano and myself would be considered staff. A short module about the writing process, which you can download and place into your success portfolio. These are documents, again, that you can keep for yourself, what we saw in the last module. This is a little bit of information about formal and academic writing. I put this together. This is just about how you can maybe what you could expect to see in writing for an academic setting if you haven't done it in some time, if you're coming back to online or academic work after a long gap, or maybe even if you're coming straight out of undergraduate and you want a refresher of what academic writing looks like in a formal setting. This is a great resource with some tips about writing in a particular style, as well as how to navigate that style, especially APA style. And then, of course, we got a knowledge check, just like in Module 1, and then a summary of everything that this module contained. So some really excellent information in these first two modules. If you're going to be joining an online class, an online academic setting for the first time. And I don't know if you wanted to take a look at the next set of modules, Tano?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, just let me go ahead and share my screen instead so I can, walk through my perspective here.
Of course.
Cool. Okay, you guys should be able to see my screen. So for those of you that joined during the presentation, we basically just said that this is part of the graduate school orientation, which you should be able to see as part of your courses on Blackboard. So Franco went over modules 1 and 2, and now I'm going over something that I wish I had during my graduate school experience, and that is online learning strategies, something that you can reference throughout the entire semester and that may be able to help you in your learning objectives. So, for this specific module, you'll explore a wide array of strategies that will empower you to excel in your online learning journey. It doesn't matter if you're a student adapting to virtual classrooms or a professional seeking to expand your skills, you'll be able to tailor these strategies and the tools within them to make the most out of your online learning experience. So, the first part of this is documenting your goals. So, to set a strong foundation for your successful online learning, start by documenting your goals. This can be done through a physical journal, a digital document, or a dedicated goal setting app. Thankfully, Blackboard can be that app for you. So, in order to do this, you just need to clearly define both your short term and your long term objectives related to your education. And by having your goals in writing, you'll be able to track your progress and stay motivated throughout your learning journey. But be sure to regularly revisit and update your goals to align with your evolving aspirations. So, there's this neat little goal setting exercise here for you where you can fill out exactly what you need to get done during this process. So you state your goal, your target date, why is your goal important, and the things you want to do to reach your goal, so on and so forth. And if you're like me, you would print this out and hang it on your wall somewhere, or your study area, your desk if you have one, or the background of your desktop computer. But all this is really just in an effort to encourage your own self motivation. So, online learning does demand a high level of self motivation. So, I would begin by creating a study routine that suits your personal preferences and energy levels. People have a wide array of different lifestyles that they lead. So, I would keep that in mind during this practice. So, break up your study sessions into manageable chunks and achieve your set goals by reaching these milestones towards your learning. There's a short video here if you'd like to say, but to find those things in your life that make you motivated is paramount of your learning. Whether you're doing it to improve your own social status, to you're doing it for maybe your children, or you're doing it to get that your dream job, keep that in mind, keep it in front of mind and in back of mind as you navigate your graduate journey. And ways to do that would be honing in on your time management. So, here we have a little exercise with some examples on how you can actually manage your time more effectively. Because effective time management, again, is paramount in the online learning environment. So, start by identifying your most productive times of day and align your study sessions accordingly. You can use digital calendars, planners, or even a time management app to structure your day if that's how you feel you would be organized. But make sure you allocate specific time blocks for each subject or each topic and be sure to include breaks to prevent burnout. However, I will say, as a former graduate student, that if you're not getting close to burning out, you're not fully reaching your potential. Burning out's kind of like you're trying a muscle, like your brain. So regularly review and adjust your schedule as needed to accommodate any changes and fulfill your commitments. So there's these nice little diagrams that we outlined here for your modules that example your time management, right? So the examples here are what are your priorities? Well, your priorities should be sleeping, eating, or studying for school, taking care of yourself, your family, taking exams, and then have your overall commitments such as work, community service, worship, personal time, and some other things like working out, some leisure activities. You need to be able to fit these into your schedule. That way, you can stay motivated and have something else to look forward to. Because if you sacrifice time for studying, you can then thoroughly enjoy the things that you enjoy doing, like going to the movies or having a date and other things like that. So, because we want to stress the importance of this time management, we also included a time management sample matrix that you can use to organize your entire life. Um, we have it here. This is what an example time matrix would look like, where you set aside time for your sleep, time for your work and even your lunch periods, and of course, times where you would study. So most of the early days would be dedicated to work, and then the evenings study. Everybody is different, and if you don't need to micromanage hour per hour, I completely understand. Some people learn how to manage their time and becomes routine to where they don't need something like this. But it is a good starting point, especially if you're unsure about how you're going to handle all of the things you have going on with your life and graduate school. So there's some directions here. If you're not so much a math person, again, I understand. But if you're curious to know how much time you can actually set aside for studying while still maintaining a healthy work-life balance, this is a good starting point. So if you have extra time, I'd fill this out. Realistically see how you'll structure your weeks and understand, that your education now is going to be a big part of who you are. And you should set aside time for that and become that person that you want to be, that academic, that scholar, if you will. So use these tools if you'd like and structure your time accordingly. Because after all, the only person accountable at the end of the day will be you. But time management, we can't say that without also embracing flexibility. One of the advantages of online learning is the flexibility, and it's essential to strike that balance. So, while having a schedule may be crucial, you need to allow room for spontaneous ventures and an adaptation to unexpected events. It is like life after all. You never really know when something's going to come up, especially if you have family to take care of or a very demanding job. You need to make sure that you allow that room to be flexible. Because if you get so used to your routine and you venture off a little bit from that routine, it could cause a domino effect and your whole schedule might collapse from that. So develop contingency plans for disruptions or changes in your routine. This flexibility will help you stay on track even when life throws you curveballs. So things might not always be perfect, but the beauty of that 24/7 matrix or calendar, if you will, is that it does allow some area for some free time, which are highlighted here in orange. So that's just an example. Now, you got your schedule, you're self-motivated, you have that time. Now you need to embody that in your surroundings. So since there's no specific classroom, since you can't go to a specific study room here on campus, you're fully online, maybe outside of Laredo, Texas, where this university is located, then you need to create an optimal study area. Your study environment plays a significant role in your online learning success. So designate a specific area for studying that is comfortable, that is full of light, and free from any distractions. And be sure to personalize the space with items that inspire and motivate you, whether it be, a copy of your diploma to be, or pictures of your family, or that dream job, or maybe a salary in mind. Just ensure you have all the necessary tools, including a reliable computer, high speed internet, ergonomic furniture, and adequate stationery. I myself use a standing desk from time to time just to make sure that I'm comfortable at my desk and that I have different mobility options. So make sure you have everything ready and really paint the canvas for your studying so you can achieve that excellence you want. After all, a well-equipped study area enhances your focus and your overall productivity. So we got some tips here on the module that'll do just that. Make sure that there's no background sounds and the temperature's right, and really embody yourself in your environment. Also, this one's specifically for the parents. If you want to study with children in the house, which I know can be quite the distraction, we have a nice little guide here that'll show you how to mediate that. Whether it's, planning tasks for them, having a child-proof room, there's quite a number of different tips and tricks because as you know, children might need some different type of stimulation. And of course, ask other adults for help as well. You're not alone. So we try to accommodate for all types of students that we might have in our university. And I hope that it helps you too. If you're new to the graduate scene, you might be overwhelmed with the amount of readings you do. It's not uncommon that you'll be assigned 30, 60, 120, or even more pages to read every single week. So you need to get your reading strategies honed in, and it does get easier. Believe me. Once people are nearing the end of their graduation, they can scan a research article or a chapter of a book in a matter of like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So reading is a fundamental aspect to this overall learning environment, but you need to be disciplined. So that practice your reading by previewing the material before you dive in is the biggest advice I have. And as you read, you highlight key points and take concise notes and jot down questions for further exploration. And consider the SQER note taking system. So this involves specifically by dividing your notes into cues, maintaining ideas, and also acknowledging some of these summaries. Thank you for good. Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you for that feedback, Paulie. So consider this, the SQ3R, or the three R's rather. So when you have all of your data or all of your research articles, first you survey. You look at the specific article and identify its structure. Typically, if you're in a specific discipline, you'll have the same structure throughout. Then you query, you ask for the specific question within that, and then you read, recall, review. That will be very important moving forward, is that you're able to read, recall, and review, because you can't just go back and read an entire article all over again. You need to be able to identify the key points within that article. Okay, so you read everything and you're ready to take your exam for your presentation, right? Or sorry, your exam for your class. I'm going to skip the discussion boards as I kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. But test preparation, it's going to be a crucial phase for your online learning, especially since it is online. So you got to allow yourself access to these resources. So develop a comprehensive study plan that covers all topics and includes dedicated review sessions. Put that in your schedule. Utilize various study aids such as flashcards, practice quizzes, mnemonic devices, and participate in online study groups or even discussions to reinforce your learning through collaborative engagement. After all, a graduate environment should be collaborative with your cohort and your professors. So prior to the test, try to simulate an exam or, a practice exam that contains like a mock test. Have questions that you might think will be asked and try to answer them. And analyze your performance and focus on areas that require further attention. This approach will help you build your confidence and familiarity with the test taking format. But if you still need help making sure you've marked all the boxes in preparation for the exam, try the PI technique: physical preparation, intellectual preparation, and emotional preparation. Thankfully, there are some resources here. Click to learn more. If you press this link, it'll tell you what you need to do for physical preparation, such as having sugar, oxygen, and sleep; for intellectual preparation, planning and organizing; and emotional preparation, calming thoughts, making sure your emotions will not impact your overall success in your exam. Overall, I think this module is a really good one. There's a knowledge check at the end. And as you embark on your online learning journey, remember that success is a result of dedication, strategic planning, adaptability, and documenting your goals. You need to nurture your self motivation, master your time management, embrace flexibility, and curate an ultimate study environment. Because employing effective reading strategies can help you excel in your test preparation. So you'll position yourself by doing all of these things for a rewarding and enriching online learning experience. So go back to Module 4 for these tips to remain calm and to stay focused. Module 5 does a bit of the same thing with exploring your learning management system. So if you have questions on how to update your profile, notification preferences, learning how to use discussions more effectively, go ahead and use these resources here that are actually provided by Blackboard themselves. I know a lot of you might already have a Blackboard orientation on there, so this one would just be a reminder for it. And there's also a knowledge check at the end, just to make sure that you are on schedule. And that is 4 and 5. Franco, why don't you go ahead and demonstrate 6 and 7.
Uh, Thanks for going through those, Tano. Some really great information. I definitely recommend checking that out if you weren't following along. It's definitely worth taking a look at, especially the scheduling thing. I can say from experience being a graduate student and working with them for several years now. So now let's look at 6 and 7. This is where we at TAMIU ARC put in a lot of work to put in these specific resources that are about TAMIU specifically. So 6 is about university support services. These are services that are available through TAMIU, which can be used to help you navigate um, different elements of being a student. So the first one is the registrar and registering for classes. Most likely you know how to do this, at least to some degree, because you are all already enrolled in the graduate program. But it is still worth noting that this is available for you here about registration and registrar services through UConnect and Blackboard, because you're going to continue to register for classes throughout your program time. So definitely worth noting that it is available here in the orientation always for you. The other ones here, these videos are about academic expectations. So we've talked a lot about what to expect in being a graduate student, what to expect in being this kind of high achieving, uh, very hardworking student. We have videos from Dr. Lola Norris, who is the Dean of the Graduate School. She has some welcome words to say and some things to share about graduate success. We have another familiar face here. This is our own Tano, who has some even more tips about being a graduate student from his own experience of being a student. This is an excellent video as well. We've got tips for writing thesis or dissertation work. So if you plan to continue working and writing and moving towards a large goal of writing and research in a thesis or dissertation, this video is also worth checking out, that we developed here at ARC, or that we produced here at ARC, about expectations for writing thesis. And then this section is about graduate writing consultation and my services that I provide for graduate students. I've mentioned these a little bit already, and I will talk about these a little bit more, but you can see some testimonials from previous graduate students and students that I've worked with in the past who have recommended me or said why they enjoyed working with me. This is also, I think, worth looking at and checking out. This one is by the university library. It goes into detail about how to navigate their services, especially online for online students, how to navigate their RIO services and their electronic database services. There are so many great services available through the library or resources that you can check, such as ebooks and whole texts that you never have to step foot into the library. If you are looking for specific content, it's excellent. This one is for financial aid. Again, financial aid is an office that you're going to be continuously dealing with as a graduate student if you are currently or seeking to be using financial aid services. This is absolutely a video you can't miss. You want to check that out. We've got this one on accessibility services. If you need disability access or accessible educational content or resource, um, this is an office you absolutely need to contact, especially ahead of going into your coursework, possibly. We've got a video from the counseling center. It's worth contacting them. They're always wanting to help students and reach out, especially to graduate students. Academic support services through the ARC program. This is another video that we produced about our program, but we've been talking a lot about that, so you can of course check that out for even more content about our services through ARC. This one is about career services. So career services does things like help you with job interviews or with um, checking your resume, or helping you with finding jobs that are available in your particular profession or field. So especially as you're approaching graduation, the more coursework you do in the graduate program, but really they can help you at any time if you're looking for a change in career or to start off a career. They're absolutely worth watching this video, worth getting in contact with. This one's IT's module. IT Help Desk is available to help students with their technology concerns or with their needs. This is excellent for all graduate students because of the way that IT is going to be so necessary for those online needs, since sometimes you're going to need to reset passwords, get into the course shell, maybe navigate to something that you're not sure where it is. IT can usually help with that. And then of course we got another knowledge check. So all of these all these excellent services here at TAMIU that you have access to as a student. The last module, Module 7, is about university policies and programs. So it is sort of similar. It is similar to the previous module in that it's carefully cultivated information about TAMIU, but this is more about policy, procedure, rules, ways that you can maintain good standing as an academic in TAMIU's system. So, of course, you've got information about academic integrity um, and policies about how to maintain that academic integrity. We've got this one about admissions, which all of you are admitted, but of course you want to keep in good standing with your admissions as a graduate student. So it's worth looking at that information. This one's about FERPA, which is your student rights, your rights as a person protected under federal law. The information here is also very important for you to know as a student, as a responsible individual. These are academic regulations, such as policies about not plagiarizing, not cheating, making sure that you're being respectful of other students and their intellectual um, output. So this is obviously worth knowing. It's always available to you again. If you want even more information about policy, the student handbook, the most recent version of it, is available here. This applies to all students at TAMIU, of course, graduate and undergraduate. Definitely worth checking out if you're interested in knowing all about the little policies and procedures that make up TAMIU's community. And then this one's about commencement and graduation. Obviously, graduation and commencement changes depending on what semester you're in, but there tends to be 3 graduations per year: one in the spring in May, one in the summer in August. Sometimes yes in the summer, sometimes no, and then one in December. So usually there's 2 graduations, one in May, one in December. Sometimes there's one in the summer. And that's when students are graduated. So definitely check this for updates on when graduation is happening. and how to apply for graduation. And then the academic catalog, where you can browse through all the different classes and courses that are available, not just in your program, but in all the different programs. So definitely something worth checking out. This one's for last year. We need to update it for this year, but that that's definitely, if you click on the link, it should be the correct year. And then this is where that post-orientation survey was. We checked out the pre-orientation survey at the beginning. The post-orientation survey is very, very similar. It won't take you very long at all to get through, maybe less than a minute, maybe a couple of minutes. We do check these surveys to provide excellent uh, more resources for graduate students. We take what you have to say into consideration very seriously, and we also are interested in how helpful these modules are in increasing your knowledge of student life and um, your journey through TAMIU's academics. So worth taking. And that's everything about um, the orientations modules, the Blackboard orientation modules. If you navigate through all of them in order, I highly recommend that you stop at each one and make time to consider each module individually, so that you get the most of the information that we've carefully shared with you here. Um, Now I want to navigate away from this, and I want to show you all about the our own online services that we provide at TAMIU through the ARC program. This is the graduate writing consultation page, which is the page for my resources. You can find this usually. I Google search TAMIU ARC or ARC and writing consultant, but the URL is also available here at tamiu.edu/c/arc/pages/consultation. I believe there is also a shortened version of this URL. Tano can correct me. The URL for this on our graduate writing consultation page, this is where you find all sorts of resources um, and information about writing as a graduate student. But also, significantly, this is where you can book time to meet with me online. So you can schedule appointments using the schedule appointment button here, which will take you to a calendar that will let you book time with me. And obviously, the availability for this is going to vary. We're already at the end of August, so you'd have to go into September to look for availability with me. But this is an excellent way to reach me. Another way that you can receive services for graduate writing is through the submit paper button. If you're working on a short paper, a paper that's less than 2 pages long, you can submit it here through the WUFU form that we have available for all of our graduate students, and you can submit your form, upload it, and it'll go directly to me or to one of our graduate research assistants who assists me with helping graduate writing. And it'll be returned back to you, usually within 24 hours, but sometimes a little more depending on whether or not we're very busy. And this is a good way to for me to assist you with your writing. If you're writing like a Blackboard orientation post or a discussion board post, something like that, I can help you with that here. The other couple things here on the page that are great are the writing resources and these different tabs here. Here I've got lots of handouts about writing and tips for writing. There's things about the writing process, drafting, revising, editing even, and formatting. Digital tools and things that you need to know when working with writing online, and also formatting videos, such as you can see here that link to um, our other services that we keep updated just for helping graduate students with their writing. So this is a great place for all of this that's always available. If you don't see something that you think you need, maybe you could reach out to me and I can try and make it available to you. And also, we've got some information about theses and dissertation, which are available here.
Hey Franco, we are running a little low on time, so I think we should wrap it up pretty soon with a little discussion on the PD workshop tab on this website, just so we don't go over too much time. I just want to say, everybody, thank you for joining us online. And like I said, this was part of a series of workshops that we are going to have throughout this entire semester. And we've been doing this since 2020. So all of our previous workshops do get recorded and posted on this website, as well as our YouTube channel. So if you want to see any of the other workshops we've had throughout the years, feel free to go to this website or visit us at our YouTube channel, which is at TAMIU ARC, on youtube.com. And Franco, if you don't mind scrolling down here so they can see the other presentations that we've had in the past. We separated by different semesters. So if you want to go back and see the progress that we've made and the hours and hours of workshops that we have, something that caters to you. Oh, something happened to your audio. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But yes, all of these workshops are available to you guys. So be sure to look for something that relates to you as well. We also have the PowerPoints that we've used previously in the past, not really hosted by us. We get different speakers as well. So keep that in mind. So this is again TAMIU ARC after all. It stands for Advancing Research and Curriculum. You may also know it as like a story arc. So I will conclude with, telling you to let ARC be your arc for a transformative period as you go on with your graduate degrees. So there's entire videos as well. I think we'll go ahead and conclude there. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. You should receive an email with a survey on this workshop, and be sure to register for future events. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll hang out for just a little longer. And if not, you can reach us at tamiuarc@tamiu.edu. It's our email address.